Let's take the body out of the conversation. That's what it is.
I'm so excited to be here today and get to talk to you. It's ironic because I did an interview with Katie a few weeks ago that went up on Fashionista today, like totally by coincidence, not to start by plugging my own work, obviously. But I wanted to get started there just because I felt like you had so many great things to say about finding your confidence and what that process was like for you. Because when you started doing the blogging side and like Instagram and all that wasn't necessarily a natural thing for you.
No, it wasn't. And I think a lot of I think a lot of people who follow me are looking for that confidence journey and the how-tos. And I think they're inspired by my ability to put myself out there, but that certainly wasn't the way it always was for me. When I was like a size 12, I definitely had less confidence because I was always punishing myself and looking in the mirror and saying, oh, like, why did you eat that for lunch? Why didn't you go to the gym? I think that you should maybe go start this crazy crash diet. Like every time I'd leave a party and I felt like no one talked to me or I felt bad about myself, I would go and put myself on this like crazy new plan for my new life. And once my life fell apart, even with all my crazy diets and all my crazy like exercising and my whatever, like I realized that it had nothing to do with my size or my body, and that like life will happen around you and to you, and that it's really up to you what you're gonna do with it. And so I decided, well, fuck this. I'm gonna stop beating myself up and like, let's start living.
Yeah. I also liked it because something that I told you is I found that during Fashion Month, I was going out and I wasn't getting shot for street style, which was like felt very punishing to me because I was like, I look great today. And then I'd walk through these photographers and they'd be like, please move, you're in the way. Yeah. And so I started kind of as a joke documenting my outfits in the mirror at work and posting them to Instagram. And sort of once I started getting that feedback from other people, it was nice to feel like I had a community who felt the same way about things that I did. And I feel like you experienced the same thing when you started putting yourself out there, right? You found a community of women.
I just assumed, because working in fashion, or even living in New York City, you just start to assume the average size is 2.
Yeah.
And that you're like, and you're just existing in this world that you don't belong in. And when you start to find an internet community like that, and you're like, wait, I am pretty normal actually, and this is like, I don't know why I'm feeling like this all the time.
Yeah. How were you building that community starting out?
Through Instagram, really. Like I really started my blog because I wanted to help people shop, because I have like size 12 feet. So I'm like, go get Cole Haan men's shoes. And like, I would go buy a blazer in the men's department. I was really just trying to give people hacks for how to get dressed. And then it grew into a body confidence journey for everyone.
I want to talk about hashtag make my size because I am obsessed. I don't know if you guys are all, yeah, I figure.
I'm going to ask you guys who you want next.
How long have you been doing that? Like, what was sort of the genesis for that, and how has that evolved as you've been doing it?
I started it a year ago. So Make My Size, if you guys are not familiar, is where I go into a fitting room, I try something on, and I just want to show the brand how far they are, because they're all so like pretty. This is I see a lot of faces. Anyway, I just wanted to show the brand how far away they were from fitting my body, because when you talk to brands, like quite often, and like we've chatted about this, they're like, oh, you'd fit our large, like you'd fit this, like you should try our 10.
A roomy 10. Yeah, I don't know, have you gotten the roomy 10?
It's a roomy 10. Our 10 runs big. And I'm like,
you're like, thanks.
I'm like 6
still not a 10.
Big? Yeah. Also, someone said it to me the other day that you would never ask a size 2 to try on an 8.
Yeah.
Right? You'd belt it.
Yeah.
Like, so anyway,
it's a tight 8.
Yeah. It's a really, our 8 runs small. So I just decided that I wanted to, which is scary. It's scary to call out brands.
Yeah.
Because brands pay your bills, quite honestly. Like when you're doing what I'm doing for my job, those brand partnerships are everything. So when you, and especially even in fashion, like you just don't call out brands. Like brands are doing things, you just let them alone. And then that was scary to say, like, DVF, your biggest skirt, like, has this much of a gap behind me. And so I started about a year ago, and I actually just did a year, like a roundup of brands who have made changes since then. And it's pretty cool. Like, a lot of them have made changes. A lot of them haven't. And they don't seem to have plans to.
Yeah. So I wanted to say what the reaction was, like what
Tory
feedback
Burch.
you get.
Yeah. What?
It's like no, you're okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Is it challenging? Because I think that requires such a high level of vulnerability. And actually, I saw that you commented on Daniel Prescott's post yesterday.
Yes.
It takes a lot to put yourself out there and be that vulnerable on the internet. So what is that like for you?
Well, yes, because Danielle is pretty open about her body image issues, and I think that's pretty cool because many women in fashion have many women in general have body image issues, and we just don't talk about it. Mm-hmm. I don't think 7 years ago, I never would have been able to take a photo of myself in like a fashion store in Neiman Marcus not fitting into something. That's something I would pretend didn't happen, and then like go buy the oversized sweater that they offered and be like, I wear this brand. And then I think that because I gained about 60 pounds after my divorce, and I really I actually stopped being able to shop on the cusp, and I just stopped being able to shop. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, well, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So I was like already mad, but then I really turned a corner.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I just am trying to buy clothes. I think that's like why.
You just want to give people money.
I'm just trying to
It's fine. Who needs it? Not me,
Apparently
certainly.
Not them, yeah.
What do you do? I'm sure that you have days, like we all have days, where you're not feeling your most confident self or your best self, but obviously part of your job is to kind of be engaged and be online and be on your social media. Yeah. How do you reconcile the two when you're having one of those days?
So truth be told, like I don't have, sorry, I have bad days like where I don't want to be on the internet, and I think I don't have that many though.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I have a lot of them.
I know, and I think that.
But I'm on Twitter more than Instagram, and Twitter is a terrible
place. You're so cool.
No, it's not cool.
I'm not on Twitter, and you know what? I don't have some of those days. I don't have a lot of those days. And I don't know why. You want to know why?
I do.
Yeah, okay,
I'll tell you why.
Because I really decided not to give a fuck. And that is really it.
Yeah.
And I think once I turn, right? Because once I really turn that corner, and it's not bullshit, and it's not like the thing that people like say to you and go meditate. Like it really is. It is the thing. Once you accept that, and you're like, okay, you can be upset about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You can be upset about like a copycat brand that launches, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can be upset about that stuff, but it's like being more upset about real stuff, and not like, I can't believe my like spider fans.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like,
totally.
what?
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you if you ever feel imposter syndrome because,
yes.
you know, we were talking about like I just got promoted, and so when I had Fashion Week, I would run around and tell people like I'd have a really hard time being like I'm editor-in-chief. I'd be like,
boss. Yeah.
And backstage we were talking about how you have fans, and you were like, I don't have fans. No, but like you guys are fans of Katie, right? Yeah.
But you guys, is that well, because like, is there anything worse than someone? I guess I'm a little too self-aware for the internet. Because I see like bloggers and influencers like being like,
love my fans.
Yeah, love my fans. Like miss you guys. Like, hey, my friends. Like, I think you're too smart for that. Like, I don't want to. Yeah, like, hey guys, me, I missed you guys. I hope you haven't like. I know you might have noticed I've been offline for a few days. Like, do you know these people are following? Like, the internet is huge. Like, no one's. I don't know why I'm talking to you now, but I just would never.
No.
Ever like think that like I'm like anyone is caring enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who I noticed if they aren't online is like my boyfriend? And I'm like, you haven't posted in a while. Are you okay?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, yes.
But like a blogger, I'm like, oh, she's on vacation. That's nice.
Oh, that's great. Or I didn't even notice. Oh, she's back. Didn't even know where she went.
Yeah.
Right. Like, that's my feeling on it. And, like, that's why when you're like, you have some fans here, I'm like,
You're like, there are people here who follow me.
Yeah, like, but like, we're fine. Yeah.
But do you think that plays into like?
I have to tell you, my sister makes a really big. I hope she's. Are you like sending this into the internet somewhere? Because I hope she's watching. My sister, whenever someone is nice enough to come up to me on the street and say, "Hey, I really like what you're doing. I love Mega Babe," like whatever. My sister stands behind me and is like, be nicer. Talk longer. And I'm like, no one wants to talk that long. You just want to have like the moment and be like, hey, I like what you do. And I'm like, thanks. Like, you're a normal person too. We're fine.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to be like, thank you. And what is your name?
Yeah.
Like, this is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah. I had a very ideal, this is a sidebar, I had a very ideal interaction with Jessica Chastain once at a Chipotle where I recognized her in line. And I said, love Zero Dark 30. And she was like, thank you. End of conversation. She was very gracious about it. But you don't have to like sit and chit chat.
Have a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
So do you feel, I want to talk about like the body positive. Okay, let's start here. There's body positivity, there's body neutrality, there's all that. Where do you feel like you occupy space?
I'm probably more in the okay, so I'm not like twerking in my underwear, which is quite like a common thing on the internet for people to be like, I'm body pause, shake it.
Yeah.
And I'm like not doing that. Not because I'm like, oh, I would never want people to see me in my underwear. You see me in my underwear all the time. It's more that like, let's just chill. Like, and like, I'm like, let's take the body out of the conversation. That's what it is. Right?
I like that.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to live and focus on more important things than like having that constant mental ticker and punishment and like it's because of this. Like if I was wearing a size like 2 sizes smaller, I would have gotten the job. He would have liked me. Yeah. He wouldn't have liked you. Like, I don't know. No, I was just saying, like, it's just like, no, I mean, he likes you a lot. But I'm just saying, like, that I used to blame a lot of that stuff on my size, but guess what? I was way smaller, and it's just because I felt so uncomfortable in my own skin.
Yeah. I asked that because now you've become such like a very public face for expanding sizing and things like that. And I'm wondering if you feel any kind of, if you feel like responsibility or pressure or anything surrounding that aspect of it, or if you just doesn't.
What do you mean?
Like you kind of with like starting Make My Size and like doing Super Size a Look and things like that, that you sort of for some people represent a movement, or do you feel that, or is it just like?
Yes, well, I feel it in the I feel the power with the brands because I have heard from insider tidbits that they get scared.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Because for everyone who's had to like go and deal with a salesperson who's like, we don't make that size, or like maybe try online, or like just the like all the like things that you've heard from people who don't know what to say, that I feel responsibility to like kind of make that better.
Yeah.
For people.
I do want to switch gears a little bit and talk to you because you told me in the interview that you are a serial entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Mega Babe. I'm not being paid to say this, by the way, if you're not using Thigh Rescue.
Honestly, if you're not, I want to know what you're using, and then I will tell you why it's wrong.
I'm not being paid, but I could be paid.
You could.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, Thigh Rescue, totally, I started using it last summer. Changed it. How many people in here use a Mega Babe product? Okay. Thank you. It's so good. Tell me, I want to talk about the experience of starting a company from scratch like that, when especially I assume you didn't come from a beauty wizard background. I don't know what the correct term for that. So like
no,
you will call it beauty wizard.
Yeah. I was like Jenny, I can't use this stupid product anymore. Like, why are there no products that are just meant for cool girls who have thigh chafe? And Jenny's my sister, the other one who like yells at me about being not nice enough to people. And I was like, I want to make this product. I want to make a thigh chafe stick. And she was like, okay, let's do it. I believe in you. And then we didn't know how to do anything. And we like hit the Google, and then like everyone was like, that's not a real product. And like, I had to talk to like men in like factory floors being like, my wife doesn't have thigh chafe, and like, that kind of stuff. And so it's like that. But I knew that I just couldn't have been the only person out there who felt it was rude to have to use a men's product for a ladies' issue.
Yeah. I feel like
that's like a tagline for QVC.
You should, yeah.
Right?
I think I told you this, but I feel like I want to be like the Thigh Rescue Fairy in the summer and just have like a big shopping bag full of Thigh Rescue and hand them out to women on the street. And
it's what it is.
It.
I wish, and I never know if people would be insulted.
Yeah. Well, you don't know, but you're in pain.
I wouldn't be insulted. Listen, I would be like, insulted,
thank you.
But people are weird. Every time someone tells me that they have thigh chafe, it's like the tone goes, I've got thigh chafe. So I don't know who's like okay to say it out loud. So that's why that's part of the thing, right?
Yeah,
to make people
making
more
it
comfortable.
Normal. What is it about being an entrepreneur that you enjoy so much? Because I personally am terrified of that.
Oh, I like being my own boss, even though my sister's my boss. And I really like to control my own schedule, even though I'm bad at scheduling things.
Yeah.
And it's more like I just want to be able to go on vacation whenever I want.
Yeah. Which I feel like you did a good job.
Work for myself.
Yeah.
These are the reasons I wanted to work for myself. The reason I like being an entrepreneur is because I like bringing an idea to life that I really believe in.
Yeah.
And Mega Babe is like fortunately one that has been successful, and I've had a lot of ideas that have not gone anywhere. But I've been doing this stuff since I was, when I was like in college, I used to drive the drunk shuttle to football games.
Yeah.
Like I had an SUV, and I would be like, we could make like $300 during a football game. And so I would like sell my tickets and then just like go up and like drive like drunk alumni to the games and like charge them.
Yeah.
Right? That's weird.
That's brilliant.
But it's weird. It's like, and so I'm just saying like these are the things like I'm always just, I don't want to use the term hustler because people don't like that term anymore. I don't know why.
Right.
It has like negative, but I think I've always been kind of a hustler.
Yeah.
I think it's bad to say that. I don't know.
Did
you see that movie?
Yeah, not at the box office this weekend.
Oh, okay. Well, I have to tell you, if it wins an Oscar, it's for J-Lo's body.
I've heard.
Yeah.
I've heard.
It's like fine. The plot's great. Like I love that they did that. Like yes, but like it's
2
really,
hours of Jennifer Lopez.
It's just J-Lo on the pole, and you are just like yeah.
I'm glad that you brought up
J-Lo?
Well, yes, truly any reason. Ideas that you had that didn't go anywhere, because I'm curious kind of like when you have failed, how you have failed.
Well, you can tell that it's going to be a failure because it just keeps hitting the wall.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So you can tell when you've got like a hot idea because it keeps going to the next thing. And I don't know if that's every entrepreneur's experience, but like my experience is when I'm like, guys, I've got it. Like, and then it just keeps getting like kind of like blank stares, or, you know what I mean? Like I'm not Steve Jobs being like, I put all your music in here. Like,
right.
I'm like, guys, it's an ice cream stand, but it's like also a DJ booth. Like people are like, this is not
a thing.
Yeah.
There's no gap in the market
I really wanted to do a coffee table book called Mirror Face, because everyone makes a face in the mirror, right? A weird face. Everyone has like a weird mirrored face, and then
couldn't get a publisher for that.
Look at this idea still. You're like,
I'm kind of surprised you couldn't get a publisher for that.
I was ahead of my time. I don't know. It just it didn't. Yeah. Also, children's books, like so many things that like I've been like, you guys, it's so good,
and everyone was like, no, it's not happening. How have you approached that when that happens? Like, how have you sort of regrouped and moved on?
It hasn't been bad because I'm always ready with more ideas.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. For you.
Try being my manager every day. I'm like, Danielle, this is it.
This is the next big idea.
Yeah.
What are you most proud of achieving so far?
It really is the messages from women telling me that they were able to change some perception about themselves because of something that I said.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Do you save those? Like, do you save nice
I screenshot
messages?
them. Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice.
I don't know where they are on my phone, but I do screenshot them. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you feel like you still have left to do? Like, what is there that you're like, well, other than your million ideas, like other than starting your
What
million
isn't
company?
there? Yeah, I need like a dog farm, like for rescues, obviously. Let's do that for rescues. No, I have my line with, there are so many things that I want to make in the clothing world. I never want to have my own line. I will never just be like, this is Katie Estrino for Katie Estrino. I always work with a brand because I don't have that expertise. I don't have those factories. I don't have the thing. Like, I'm not interested in that. Mega Babe, we have like a lot of thighs to get on.
Yeah.
I honestly don't understand why everyone's not using it.
I don't either, because I tell like literally everybody.
You should see when someone is like, I just use deodorant.
Doesn't work.
No, and then I just rage in the comments, and they're like, Katie, people can see you. But yeah, I feel I've got a lot that I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still more stuff with Mega Babe.
So much stuff with Mega Babe. I won't rest. What's that?
Tell us.
Well, I'm working on, you tell me, what do you want? I'm working on, until it is easy, until you can be within 5 minutes of a stick of Mega Babe pretty much anywhere around the world, I will not rest. Because you need it, right? Global warming, the temps are going up, you're going to be
You're going to need
more. Like, this is serious. So, yeah.
It's really impressive to me that you're able to do this, by the way, because you do run your company with people who aren't in you run like 3 different time zones.
Yes. Yeah, my sister's in Chicago, and Kate, my best friend, business partner, is in San Francisco.
I also love the visual image of, for a long time, Mega Babe was housed in your parents' house, and like the Ultra truck picking up thigh rescue from your parents' garage.
They still are manually shipping in QVC orders, but for the most part, it's out of the house.
Okay.
Also, it's so weird. They talked about it every day. They were like so involved. The second we like moved out of the house, which was only in June, they haven't said a word about it. I'm like, this is occupying like all day, every day, all your time. You don't even care like what's going on.
They're not like, what happened to all the Mega Babes?
Yeah.
They're just like, see ya.
They're like, never want to see it again.
What did they do with the space once you cleared it out?
I don't think they know what to do with it yet.
They were just like so overwhelmed by the amount of empty space.
We really did take over. We did take over.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier kind of carving space for yourself where maybe you don't feel like you fit in or you belong. What do you think the importance of that is, like not just like taking it from, obviously you've done it in fashion, but doing it in the workplace or in your academic field or whatever? Like, what's the importance of carving out your own space, do you think?
Well, I think you typically take you out of the game, right?
Yeah.
Very rarely you get taken out of the game. Or I think that, what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that you have to be your own advocate because no one else will be. And I don't know, I was in like I did have a moment. It was last week. I had a moment last week where I was like, I felt bad about myself.
Oh yeah.
You were asking about that. I'm like, that doesn't happen.
You're like,
But actually I went to a workout class for a brand who was launching their workout stuff, and I got in. They didn't have my size. Everyone was in the clothes. I couldn't fit in the clothes, and then they started a dance class, which I didn't read the information. That's on me. But I was like, I gotta get out of here. Like that feeling when you're hot and like your skin is like, and I wanted.
Did you get out of there?
Yeah, I ran. I literally was like, gotta go. And I left, and it was a whole experience. But I think that is a time I felt bad about myself, which is not what you just asked me, but I'm just letting the people know that I regrouped, I called my sister, I cried, and I took it to the streets, because that's not my fault.
Yes. So that's the part.
Internalizing that moment in wherever you're shopping, instead of being like, I can't believe I can't shop at X store. It's like, what is up with X store that they aren't accommodating me because I am the average size woman in America?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So that's okay. Yeah.
If there was someone here, no,
That wasn't
it is
what
what I
you
asked.
asked. Okay, okay.
It's
It was like 3 questions ago, but it's fine.
fine. If somebody here wanted to start a company, wanted to get into that entrepreneur lifestyle so they too could go on vacation and keep things in their parents' garage, how would you recommend they do that?
I would say, how does your idea differ from what's out there? What point of view are you really bringing to the table that is different? Is there room for you in the space? And what does that day-to-day life look like for you?
Yeah.
That has stopped me a lot with like some of my business ideas, because then I take it a step further and I find out what my day-to-day would be, and I'm like, well, that is not what I want.
Yeah.
So I think that those are like the steps to take.
Yeah.
Beyond that, if you've like checked all those boxes and you're like, I'm in, then it's like usually, what are you gonna do? You have to like make your first widget. You have to like make your sample, make your
What's
something.
a widget?
It's like what they used to say at business school, like in the 60s. I don't know. It's like what my dad says. But do they still say widget? Someone tell me. It sounds smart. Yeah, NYU.
Can you
exactly.
give me the like Merriam-Webster's?
Yeah.
Stand-in
For like whatever
Oh,
your
okay.
thing is, like your.
I clearly did not go to business
Yeah.
school.
Yes,
so.
I did. Not, but I did. Yeah. So you're like, okay, I really want to make a shoe. Now you've got to figure out who's going to make your sample and how
Okay.
much does that cost, and can you afford it, and do you need to like ask for money, and do you want to ask for money from strangers or from family and friends, and what does that look like? So it's all just like a series of decisions like that. And if you're not comfortable going that far down into like uncomfortable decisions, then don't become an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there something that you wished that you had known, like you got into it and you were in the weeds and you were like, ugh, I wish someone had told me that before
The thing
it happened?
I think the wish that I would have known is that the experts are just not that they aren't good, but most of the time when I have paid a lot of money to work with an expert, I am disappointed by the results.
Why?
Because they don't care as much as you, and they're like working for the dollar. So it's like once they get to that threshold of satisfaction, like the like minimum delivery that you've agreed upon in your like contract, that's like agency attitude, right? Like
Right.
It's like, this is what we're doing, which I understand for their business, but that's when I had my own PR company, I worked 7 days a week. My client called me on like Sunday night. I pick up the phone. Like, it's whatever it takes to get it done. That is my attitude with work. And I find that whenever I go to an expert, I'm met with these like walls, and I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're not delivering the desired outcome. They're just delivering what we've agreed, like to like a certain step that they would get to.
Yeah.
So that's so I think I used to think that if I needed something, I would just hire an expert.
Yeah.
And that, unfortunately, you've got to do the work yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How am I doing on time? Do we have time for Q&A? Okay.
We have prizes for Q&A.
I know. I'm really excited. And speaking of doing PR, which we didn't even touch on,
We didn't, yeah,
you started your own PR company when you were 25.
apparently. I read that today again, and I was like,
You told it to
dummy.
me, so I don't.
I did.
That, I don't know how many of you work in a field like PR, but to start your own PR firm at 25 is
It's ballsy.
ballsy.
Yes.
Yes, ballsy. So where did you get the, I don't want to say the balls.
I know.
Where did you get the verve?
I think that that comes from like the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Right? I can do it on my own. I got it. I can do it like the way I want to do it. And I don't think it's from an inability to work under someone. I think it came from the disappointment of working under so many bad people.
Right.
Yeah. So
How can you?
do you guys work in PR? Do any of you work in PR? Yeah,
Yeah.
1, 2. Okay, all right. This is not a PR
That will
crowd.
admit it.
Okay.
How did you learn, like what was the process when you were under bad PR of learning from that and taking away from that wall?
It's a lot of yelling and like not much teaching, mostly just blaming and yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean is like you obviously knew enough to go out on your own. So in a way it's sort of like you're self-teaching. So what was that?
Yes.
What was that process
That is
like?
exactly it, because I had to figure it out so many times by myself because
Yeah.
it wasn't being taught. So that's like I've had a lot of assistants over the years, and that's my main my main requirement for myself is that I make sure I am teaching as much as they are giving. Because it's really hard to just always have to figure it out yourself.
Was
which
there
is
a
what
way
we're doing
for
with Mega Babe.
Was there a way for you to, I think I saw this referred to as something called managing up, which is where like you, has anybody
this
heard
cool?
managing up? I don't know. I read it in like a Forbes article and felt very
cool. Also
fancy.
very smart.
Which is where if you are not being properly managed, you sort of manage up. That you're helping them manage you. Is that something that you were doing in your job?
I like don't get the concept still, but I don't know. Yes.
Just, I mean, you figured it out, so you're fine.
Apparently not. I mean,
Is there anything left that, like, I'm just curious because you seem very fearless. You seem very fearless on social. Is there anything that sort of intimidates you, or you go to post it and you're like, ooh, I don't really.
I waxed my mustache on the internet.
Right. I like.
How much money would at 19, if someone said wax your mustache, everyone could see it? How much money would that take? It didn't take that much money, and I want you to know that. And I think my 19-year-old self would be very ashamed of me for just putting it out there.
So nothing left is what you're saying.
No. What do I not post about? I'm like relatively private about my husband. Mm-hmm. I don't like put his stuff out there.
Yeah.
Not because I like make sure people understand he exists, but I'm not like putting him out there. And like if I ever have a baby, I will put it on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, like I'll put it all on the internet.
I was
don't
like, is
know,
there like a
No, like I just don't. I don't know
modifier?
what I don't put on the internet.
Okay.
Yeah. Periods, anything.
This feels like a very.
Is there what do
question?
you talk about on the internet?
I mean, I don't get anything waxed on the internet, but that's because I get yelled at by my parents if I do anything weird on the internet.
Please, Third Love. I'd like to think you so many awkward conversations with my dad, who's like, I don't understand why you have to do this underwear stuff, and I'm like, oh my god. But yes, yes. You know what? I don't talk about sex on the internet because my parents.
Yeah.
My parents are up in my business.
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm launching a podcast in October, and I am going to talk about stuff, and I am nervous for my mom to call me.
She will.
My dad definitely won't listen, but my mom will be like,
oh, I get like the text like a few days later.
I wish I'd get a text.
That's like,
then I can,
hey.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, you do know that like your younger cousin follows you, right? I'm like, she's
cares?
fine. She's in high school.
Your younger cousin is fine. This is like what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care that my neighbor from like my, okay.
Let's open it up to Q&A. You, I saw your hand.
So many Q's. Hopefully some A's.
I hope so.
Oh my God. All right.
Love Third Love and really love their bras and their extended sizing. But
Yeah.
what I find that they maybe don't have are sports bras. So would you ever consider doing a collaboration with them for sports bras?
I mean, it's
You're asking the right room.
It's a slam dunk idea. I don't know what, but yeah, yes.
You're very active,
Yeah.
so I think
I
you'd be a great
agree.
person.
Also, sports bras generally suck. So,
Hard to find good ones.
yes.
I'm with you.
Oh, 2020.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, thank you. For the
Babe body.
Oh, wait, no, okay. All right. Okay. You get a rosy pits. Oh.
Oh,
okay.
yes. I'm sorry. So questions, I think, did you have with the bow? Yes. I know, that's why I was like,
yeah.
this lady's got the right idea.
Hi.
I'm Sam.
Hello.
I met you before with your dogs, and I am also a King Charles mom.
Oh, cool, cool. They were here. I sent them home. Yeah.
They had bedtime.
space and this idea that if you want to make it in the influencer space, you have to have a niche and really like one thing that you focus on.
Yeah.
But you're a person, something that I like about you is that you have a lot of different things that you're passionate about, and you manage to balance sharing all of them. Is that a conscious thing? Or
So
what?
you're asking essentially how she balances
sharing
sharing all this stuff on the internet, because you're now, to be an influencer, you need to have a niche.
Yeah.
I think you do have to have a niche.
You
And
have a
I
niche.
I do, and I would say that if people, people who like don't like watch my stories all the time, like they're like, oh, you're a plus size blogger. That's it. So that's like kind of, that's the thing that makes sense for them. Put it in a box. It's fine. So that's. People are pretty dumb. So you need to like be able to like say to someone like this is the thing and have them get it right away, or like, because if I was like,
And then you sneak the other stuff in.
yeah, and then you
That's
sneak
true.
it in. That's it. Because
Yeah.
if I'm like I love dog rescue and I'm an entrepreneur and people are like, you're insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You, I saw, had a question.
Oh, you get gifts. Okay. It's feminine wipes. It's deodorant.
So I have 14-year-old twin girls.
What?
Godspeed.
They just started high school.
Yeah.
And they keep Thigh Rescue in their lockers. And one of their teachers saw them pulling it out to go to the bathroom. They had like a little Thigh Rescue party in the hallway.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And my mom, I was telling my mom about it, and she's like, "Wait, you've never told me about this thing," so I had to go and buy her.
Thigh rescue for the
love it.
whole family.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, so I have one of my daughters is tiny and one is like a head taller than me, and she just has a bigger body.
Yeah.
That's just who she
Sure.
is. So what advice do you have for me as a mom in helping support her body
Ooh.
confidence?
So like, how can you as a mom?
Support her.
Support her
I
finding
love
her
for
confidence.
who she is,
Because
obviously,
14
and
is rough. You could not
Rough.
pay
high
me.
school,
To be
nobody
14
could
To be a
do that.
14-year-old
Middle
again.
school,
Yeah.
high school it's tough.
Couldn't pay me.
And your body's going through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
and so-
23 maybe, 14 no.
No.
So what advice do you
Yes,
have
time.
for me to kind of help support her to love herself for who she is?
I would say you have a unique opportunity that like I didn't have when I was 14, which is that you've got, you can make sure that she's following people on the internet that like she sees herself.
Social media yet.
Oh.
I have them, but they like
But-
look on my phone and stuff. but
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
but that's you can show them there.
because I'm so afraid of the toxicity of social media.
Yes,
I've kept
but
them
Oh,
keep
it's
that,
bad.
but
Yeah.
keep it positive and make sure that she is seeing herself and that they are seeing different types of bodies right now,
Yeah.
because like they're seeing successful women who are differently shaped than like the little stick. I think that that's one way. I know that my goddaughter is 9 years old. She's already talking about body stuff, and so her mom always takes her to look at my photos when she's like says something bad. And then you're watching like the negative self-talk, you're hearing them talk, right? It's really hard to monitor that stuff and they don't want to hear it from you, I'm sure, because like they're kids and like, I know. Yeah, yes.
Whatever I say is,
Oh, it's wrong.
And I
Yeah.
think that the shopping thing too is important because like you need to take them to the same place.
Well, that's the thing. I take her to Torrid because that's where she's
Yeah.
most comfortable shopping, and she will she's basically sworn off all other stores because
What size is she?
she's like the smallest size in Torrid. She can wear clothes from other stores, but she doesn't even want the experience of trying something on that won't fit. Because she, even when she was younger, like we would pull a size and we weren't quite sure, and she would try something on and it wouldn't zip up or whatever, and and so like I don't want her to feel that way about herself, and so now if she goes in there, she loves it because everybody who works there is plus size and they make her feel great, and she got her prom dress there, like everything, and so she loves it there.
Yeah.
But I'd like to be able to shop somewhere else.
No, she's gotta go into the stores and like,
Yeah.
and then it's like your job to be like, well, this is like a stupid store.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, blame the
And the
retailers.
other one's like this dainty little stick, and
Yeah,
so.
that's But if
Yeah.
I think that was the thing that differentiated for me. I don't know, probably a lot of you, growing up, like you couldn't shop at the same places as your friends, and that starts to bring this divide because you're like, why am I in the ladies section? I'm 9.
Yeah.
Like, right? Get her back into the other stores.
Yeah, I will tell you, just to like tack on, you didn't ask me, but
Yeah.
I'll take any.
Yeah.
I can tell you one of my single most traumatizing experiences that I remember from that age, I think it was 15, was shopping at a certain teen store that was very cool in the late 90s, early aughts, and I didn't fit anything, and I had a full-scale meltdown, like hysterical crying. And the best thing that my mom did is she led me away. She took me to the bathroom at the Dillards. She calmed me down and she said, like, this is not your problem. This store is dumb. And there are other places that we can shop. And she helped me find other places. And like that's the best thing that you can do is be supportive and reinforce that is not her fault.
Right.
You know.
World around her.
Yeah.
Yes. Which
Yes.
hopefully is changing.
Yes.
I see a hand at the very back in the, is it leopard? Yes. Yeah, good.
Hi, my name is Antonia. I'm from Chile. I've been following you for a long time, and also Third Love. I love the all the photography and everything they do as a like art direction. I'm a body activist also. I try to contact you, but I know Instagram is hard because I'm also like a influencer and stuff. And sometimes I hey guys, you miss me and all these things that you're making fun of right now. It's fine. So I also have a podcast and all those things. And my friends asked me like, please buy us Mega Babe for everyone. I couldn't find it. I went to Target for the first time ever in my life, and I couldn't find it. So if you have a place here that I can find it like tomorrow morning because I'm leaving tomorrow, it would be great. First of all,
In her bag.
yeah, but for everyone, I need to take like a full box. I would. It's a question for you, but also for the brand. What does it take to to take this brand and take it to another country, like or Mega Babe or Third Love? Because in my country, I cannot find clothes that are my size.
I know.
Yeah, it's
No
hard.
bras, they don't exist.
I know.
I'm here, I feel
know.
so good. I go to the store and things are built for my body.
Yeah.
In my country, women are like this small,
Yeah.
and it could be very hard.
Yeah.
But now I feel great. I only can shop in Chile in 2 stores, and here I see myself
Yeah.
here. Like
Yeah.
I see so many women with my type of body. I started a campaign back home that is called Tallas para Todos. That means sizes for all. It's almost the same as make my size. So when I saw that, it was like, oh my God, this makes so much sense. But you guys are privileged. You have no idea how it feels to live in a country where your body type does not exist. I'm way too tall. I'm an 11 size of shoes, so that's very big also. And they don't make my bras, or I saved for a year to come here and just do some shopping. I'm not even wearing a bra today. I have not wearing a bra since I got here because I'm still looking, and I still haven't found any shoes. So any shop that you have in mind, just let me know. But thank you, and thank you for like the store has done so much for everything. I have a lot of people that follow you. Actually a follower of mine sent me the screenshot that you posted in your story saying like, you have to go, and I said, I bought the ticket like this. I'm going. So what would it take? Like, I can be your contact in Chile. I can do PR. I can do whatever you want. Just like what do you need to take this business to another country?
Third Love, I can't. No, please.
Please.
This is the emotions are everything.
So the question is basically, what are the challenges in taking a company into like international markets? And actually, because we were talking about this, because you want to take Mega Babe international, I know.
I want very badly to take Mega Babe everywhere. And what I'm hamstringed by is that it's very expensive to get, you have to have, your packaging has to have a local address on it. Like I'm saying, like, these are just the little stupid things that like you don't think about. Who's going to fulfill your shipping? Like you have to have the language of the country. So now we have to redesign all the packaging, which means we need to reprint all the packaging. Like, so for Mega Babe specifically, like we have Sephora EU. We've got like Priceline, is that what it's called in Australia? We've got a lot of big international opportunities. We have to say no to them right now because we cannot afford as a self-funded company. I can't believe I'm saying this to you right now. This is like what my sister fucking says to me all the time. But yes, we can't afford to like make and do all these processes to get all the requirements to be sold internationally. And there is nothing I want more than to be available
So it
to
would
you.
be like a bigger brand, maybe
Yes,
ask
A-
for
a-
collaboration or something and resell them.
a bigger, it's more that like, it's a bigger brand wouldn't, it's more like, I don't know. And then for a company like Third Love, it's like a whole, it's like they've got their like stages of business plans and like it's so complicated. It's way more complicated than I ever thought it would be.
It seems crazy because we have the internet, and you think that you'd be able to
ship
just order
it.
something in the internet and just
send
ship
it
and
everywhere.
it's-
I
yeah.
know, and that's the thing. And do you know, I constantly ask, I'm like, can we have these bozos who do our shipping just have it be worldwide? People pay for it, but they don't want to like enlist that capability because it's too expensive. So it's cost prohibitive for us right now, but you can bet that I am working on it all the time, constantly. I'm gonna tell my sister what you said, and I'm gonna tell her you cried, and then she is gonna feel terrible, and then yes.
I don't know if this is the right word in English, but I can be a smuggler.
I love it.
You gotta make it a dealer.
Yeah, I've got a smuggler for sure. Okay, shoot.
One more question.
Passing
Yes,
back to my
glasses,
Chilean
t-shirt.
friend.
Great smile.
Okay.
No, I stole everything.
You borrowed. We don't say steal, we borrow. My question for you, Katie, is I recently went through a pretty major weight gain, and I've had a really hard time redefining my style because the places I used to shop are no longer accessible to me, and I felt like in a style rut because I had a really defined style, and now it's...
What's your old style?
I don't know how to define it. Kind of flowy boho, things I could wear now if I could find them in my size.
Okay.
I like Eloquii, but sometimes I feel like it's a little bit too buttoned up.
It's not
for
that.
me.
Yeah.
I'm from Oregon. Like I'm wondering how you navigated redefining your personal style.
I did not redefine it. I just found the clothes, which it's hard to find the clothes. Like it's hunting, and I get it, but they're out there. They're out there, and I think also sometimes there's an adjustment. I mean, I don't know is it an adjustment also in seeing like a different body?
That's the thing too.
I think that's the thing.
Like maybe I'll try on something that I would have worn before, but all of the negative diet culture.
It's the mental stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Like my friend, she recently gained weight, and she's like, she's wearing like all black all the time, and I'm like, what's your deal? And she's like, I can't wear white jeans anymore. Like I can't wear this stuff. And I'm like, oh, you say you can't wear it. Like no one else is saying that to you. So I feel like that's you gotta let that go. And if you ever, this is where I have to tell you, I'll say this too. So with weight gain, there is the implied like journey of weight loss, and that is really hard because some people live in the weight loss future. And I myself I actually physically, I must lose weight right now because like I have been told to by my doctor, like I can't, like I've got some physical stuff happening, and that's really hard to navigate. Because it's an interesting space to be in because I'm not losing weight. It's not like the way I look in the mirror. I'm losing weight because I've got some health business to deal with. So and I have yet to start talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I don't
know
talk
how
to other people in this
I don't
space
know
who
how to
feel
talk to
uncomfortable about
people.
it.
I don't know
Yeah.
how to say like because you're never gonna see me in like a before after photo. That's not the point of it.
Yeah, which is like not that anyone here needs this reminder. Also a great reason to like never comment on someone's weight loss because because everyone thinks it's a compliment and like they mean you look amazing. I mean, like don't do that.
No. So
not that you guys don't know
so
that.
So like don't live in that weight loss future if that's like a thing for you or anyone. Just be cool here, and because the number will never be satisfying to you if you're not good as you are, right? Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You get some feminine wipes.
Yeah. So I think you with the bangles. Yeah.
She did it.
So I may have been the person in Chelsea who chased you down the street and just screamed "Mega Babe." I'm just saying, and you were so very fun.
And did she
So
stop?
thank
Did
you.
it work?
Nice.
She did. We did the high five wave.
There you
Whatever. I really just want to stand up here and applaud you for being the voice for those of us who are like, I can't wear that, and I can't wear that, and I can't wear that, and being so brave in dressing rooms, and being so vulnerable, and I just really appreciate you, and I'm so grateful for this community because it's kind of like, oh my God, it's not just me. Yeah. So, thank you. And mazel tov on your wedding. Thank you.
Officiated by the former mayor.
My number one love.
Your whole wedding and your husband took your last name? Yeah. I'm all about it.
Thanks, guys.
I still want to know about that. I just love that.
What?
Your husband taking your last name, which is like, did I say my last name or your last name? Your last name. Did I say?
He took my last name.
That's rad.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
That's rad.
And it's like, it's one of those things, like when you start to think about it, you're like, what? Why do we have, what?
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
Into it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming.